Primo's Honey. Stream the language.
Hey guys, Troy Ruiz here again from Primo's Honey. You know, we were talking the other day, me and Lake and Jordan and the guys here at Primo's, and the question arose, how many times as a turkey hunter have you spent walking through the woods or just listening on those mornings before the season and actually heard a hen cutting, cackling, yelping, flying down, doing all the things, loud yelping, doing all the things that we tend to do whenever we get a turkey call in our mouth or we're practicing or just kind of playing around with buddies. You know, most guys, the first time they'll take a turkey call, they'll put it in their mouth and they want to yelp on that thing as loud as they can. And in all reality, how many times have you been in the woods and actually heard a hen turkey do that? I can say in my 30 years of turkey hunting, there's probably been a hand, maybe two handfuls of times where you've had this one hen that just, you enjoyed listening to her more than anything. Turkeys spend more time doing everything audible or in a very low monotone because they're always kind of together. Remember this, and we talked about this earlier in some of our stuff when we were working on yelping. The wild turkey gobbler gobbles to let the hen know where he is. And in turn, she goes to him, and she spends her time as she's going to him, clucking and purring and doing all those soft things, and it'll blow your mind if you're a beginner turkey hunter or even if you're a veteran. Some veterans know this, but as a beginner, it will blow your mind at how far a gobbler can actually hear a hen turkey clucking and purring or soft yelping, even tree yelping. If you want to know how far a gobbler can hear a hen yelp, first thing in the morning on a good clear morning, give out one soft tree yelp and see how loud you have to get, depending on how far you are, before that turkey hears you and responds. Or just listen at how far the hens are versus how far the gobbler is. And they can hear that several hundred yards. I've seen it in mornings where we were 200, 250 yards from a gobbler in a tree and tree up to him, and he's just knocking the leaves off the tree answering back to us. So let's talk about soft calling. To me, the first soft call you'll ever hear in the woods will be right at daylight in the morning. It'll be a simple tree yelp. It'll be that yelp when the hens are first waking up, they're stretching, kind of like me and you, and they're just kind of, you're letting everybody know, hey, we're all here. And it's simple. It's just a simple, soft yelp, a high and a low. If you notice, I don't even really open my mouth when I make that yelp. That yelp is coming from in my chest. It's more of a, that's all I'm doing. Just a simple, very little air. All that is my tongue sitting on a call going. And you keep your mouth closed and keep that call inside to where it sounds like that little watery droplets of water, so to speak. And that's all the hens do. And they just letting everybody know, hey, we're all here. You'll hear one, then you'll hear another one, then you hear another one. And once all the hens start doing that, then cow, that old gobbler will sound off. That's the very first soft call you'll normally hear and will want to learn, because sometimes that's the only call you have to make. Especially if you get on a gobbler that's by itself and he's roosted by himself and you tree yelp to him and he answers you. If he answers you, I wouldn't say another word until he hits the ground, because he already knows where you are. If he answered you, he knows where you're at. He knows the tree that you're sitting at. So my recommendation is, at that point, wait for him to fly down. When he hits the ground, give him one more tree yelp, knock the safety off, because he's coming. The next soft yelp would probably be once the hen hits the ground and she does a big old loud fly down cackle. She hits the ground, she's going to do some clucking and purring, which is just basically they'll walk around the whole time they're feeding and they're scratching. They're always making sounds. If you're lucky enough to get close enough to them and listen to them, they're always making some sort of sound. They're always communicating, and they're always letting each other know where they're going. So simple clucks and purrs and simple tree yelps is sometimes all you have to say, especially if you're hunting some birds that have been educated or have been pressured by other hunters. Pay attention to what the other hunters will do and don't do what they're doing. You know, the sign of insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result. So if you know hunters are in there yakking at them and crowing at them and owling at them and doing all these things and not killing them, you go in there and do something totally different. Soft tree yelps and soft clucks and purrs. I promise you, it'll help out, make you a much better hunter.